To his passengers, he was just another face in the city, a London cab driver, quiet, reliable. But beneath the meter, a criminal empire was growing. He moved through Heathrow, Hatton Garden, and Holloway without ever raising suspicion, until one mistake blew it all apart. This is the story of Ash Malik, the man who lived a double life in plain sight. By day, a trusted driver. By night, one of Britain's most elusive gold smugglers. Ash Malik came to London from Lahore in 2001. Like many, he started from the bottom. Mini cab dispatcher, night shifts, long days. But he had a talent few saw coming. He listened. Over the years, Ash built a reputation for silence, for knowing when to speak and when not to. By 2012, he had his own black cab license, a respected member of the London taxi grid. But somewhere between the airport runs and pub pickups, opportunity knocked, and Ash answered. It started small. A friend from his mosque asked for a favor. Pick up a relative at Heathrow. Bring the bag straight home. No questions inside the bag, clothes, toiletries, and 4 gold bangles. No declaration, no tax. Technically, smuggling. Ash said nothing. He didn't even get paid. But 2 months later, another call came. Same request, same airport. But this time the bag was heavier. Inside, 130,000 pounds worth of gold. Ash had just stepped into a world ruled by shadows and silence. By 2016, Ash Malik wasn't running errands. He was running routes. From Dubai to London to Mumbai, Ash became a key link in a global chain. He worked with couriers who flew in wearing lead-lined underwear. He delivered to buyers in Hatton Garden who paid cash and never asked for names. He used his cab as cover, never staying long, never using phones. And every time he passed border control, he smiled. Because no one suspects the driver. With money came influence. Ash bought properties under aliases, sent his children to private schools, invested in restaurants and rental flats. But success brings attention, and attention brings risk. In early 2019, one of Ash's mules was caught at Heathrow. He cracked, named names, and Ash's quiet empire began to crumble. But Ash wasn't done yet. He had one final run planned, a shipment worth over 3.5 million pounds in raw gold. May 6, 2019. Ash Malik picks up a passenger at Heathrow Terminal 4. Unbeknownst to him, the case in the boot had been switched. The gold was a dummy. The passenger was undercover. As Ash turned onto the Westway, 5 unmarked vehicles boxed him in. In the boot, nothing illegal. But in his flat, different story. Hidden compartments, receipts, a coded ledger listing over 200 deliveries. The quiet driver had left a trail louder than he realized. In 2021, Ash Malik was sentenced to 17 years in prison for gold smuggling, money laundering, and tax evasion. He maintained his silence, never named a single accomplice. Some believe he protected the network. Others say he feared it. But one thing is clear, Ash Malik was never just a taxi driver. He was the wheel behind a machine far larger than most will ever know. And it may not be done turning. When Ash Malik was arrested, police thought the story was over. They were wrong. Because behind his quiet life was a sophisticated system. One that connected black market couriers, corrupt jewelers, and even foreign diplomats. This is the deeper layer, the part of the gold smuggling operation no one wanted to admit existed. This is London's hidden gold network. Most people think gold enters the UK through banks or official traders, but the reality is different. Over 60 million pounds in undeclared gold enters the UK each year. Most of it comes in small pieces, bangles, chains, powders, even gold dust, stuffed in suitcase linings, hidden in shoes, or swallowed in capsule form. Once in the UK, it's melted, resold, or laundered through jewelers in places like Hatton Garden and Southall. Ash Malik was a transporter, but there were dozens more behind him. London's jewelry quarter looks legitimate on the surface, but within its back rooms are traders who operate off the books. Some melt gold within hours of its arrival. They pay in cash, keep no paperwork, and break shipments into smaller portions. In 2020, investigators found that one address in East London received over 8 million pounds in undocumented gold. None of it ever declared. Ash made deliveries here, but he wasn't the only one. To understand how this network stays hidden, you have to follow the money, and not through banks, through Hawala, an informal value transfer system based on trust, not paperwork. Money is handed to a broker in one country and picked up from another in ours. No digital trace. Ash received his payments through Hawala runners. Cash dropped in envelopes, cleared within minutes. Some of these brokers operated out of cafes and phone shops, totally invisible to most, completely untraceable to banks. The most shocking part? Some smugglers used diplomatic channels, gold hidden in diplomatic pouches, immune to customs checks. One courier posing as an embassy driver moved over 1.2 million pounds in 10 weeks. And when officers tried to intervene, they were blocked, because diplomatic bags can't be searched without government clearance. Ash may have known this, or maybe he just benefited from those who did. In 2022, after months of tracking, the NCA launched Operation Mercury. 23 arrests, 7 businesses raided, over 14 million pounds in gold recovered, some melted into bricks, some still in jewelry form. The network had been fractured, but not destroyed. Multiple suspects fled overseas, and investigators believe others have simply adapted, going deeper underground. Because where there is demand, there is always supply, and gold never loses value. Ash Malik was the face they caught, but the system that created him, still turning. Because in a city built on money, the quietest criminals often carry the most weight. They look like tourists, businessmen, students, but they're carrying more than clothes. Every year, hundreds of couriers enter the UK with gold hidden on their bodies. Some know exactly what they're doing. Others, they're just desperate. This is the story of the gold mules, the human couriers who risk prison, exploitation, and sometimes death to keep a billion-pound black market alive. They come from India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, the UAE. Some are paid, others are tricked. One young man from Punjab was promised a hotel job in Manchester. Instead, he was given a jacket laced with gold wiring. A woman from Karachi swallowed 47 gold pellets. She collapsed in customs. Couriers are told they'll get 500 to 2,000 pounds per trip. But if they're caught, they face up to 10 years in prison, and the bosses vanish. Smuggling methods evolve constantly. Lead-line belts, gold dust hidden in makeup kits, molten gold cast into machine parts, even slippers packed with flattened bangles. Some couriers fly with decoys, fake luggage to distract border officers. Others walk straight through, coached to smile, nod, and never look back. In one case, gold bars were concealed inside a prosthetic leg. Most couriers are never caught, but those who are often have no idea who hired them. Everything is arranged through handlers, a burner phone, a one-way ticket, a hotel room, then silence. And if they're arrested, no legal help, no backup, just prison. Some serve time and go right back to it, because the debt never disappears. At Heathrow alone, over 800 kilos of undeclared gold has been seized in the past 5 years. That's just what they caught. Border Force officers now use behavioral pattern software. They profile based on flight origin, luggage weight, and nervous movement. One officer told us, "You're not just scanning bags. You're scanning stories, but the smugglers are getting smarter. And the stories? More believable. Behind every seizure is a family, a promise made, a ticket bought, a future imagined. Instead, a jail cell." One 19-year-old arrested in Gatwick hadn't even opened the bag he carried. He thought it was clothes. His parents sold land to get him to London. Now they're paying legal bills they can't afford. The bosses who used him? Still out there, still recruiting. The gold keeps coming, and the couriers keep carrying it. Because in the shadows of a city built on money, there are always those willing to carry the weight, even if it breaks them. And in the heart of London's jewelry trade, some shops did more than just sell wedding rings. They melted, laundered, and legitimized millions in illegal gold. This is the story of the jewelers who turned smuggled gold into tax-free cash. Hatton Garden is London's jewelry mecca, a place of diamond rings, gold chains, and family-run businesses. But behind the sparkle, some shops operated in cash only. No receipts, no names. Downstairs, basements held furnaces hot enough to melt metal into indistinguishable bars. If a smuggled bangle arrived in the morning, it could be a certified ingot by night. All trace erased, all questions gone. The process was simple. Step 1, melt the jewelry. Step 2, weigh it. Step 3, pay out in untraceable cash. Dealers would deduct melting fees, impurity loss. But the margins were huge. Gold brought in for 30,000 pounds could sell for nearly double once laundered. One shop was found with over 1.2 million pounds in cash hidden in ceiling panels. No CCTV, no paper trail, just gold in, cash out. To stay off the radar, some jewelers created fake invoices. They reported gold as coming from estates, antique dealers, or recycled electronics. Others used shell companies registered abroad. Fake buyers, fake auctions, fake export licenses. But the gold was real, and the profits huge. Enough to buy homes in Canary Wharf, cars with diplomatic plates, even donate to charities as cover. In 2023, the NCA launched Operation Forgemaster, a coordinated sting across Hatton Garden and Southall. 5 shops raided. Over 19 million pounds in illicit gold traced back to smuggling rings. 13 arrests. One jeweler had logged over 400 fake transactions using the same buyer name. When questioned, he said, "I don't ask where it comes from. I just melt it." Some shops were shut, but others reopened under new names, new owners. The network adapted. Today, investigators believe gold laundering still thrives, just quieter, more encrypted, more careful, and still invisible to most shoppers walking past those sparkling windows. Gold moves in silence, and so do those who shape it. For every courier who risks everything, there's a jeweler waiting to turn it into profit. We followed the couriers, the smugglers, the jewelers. But one question remains. Where does the gold actually come from? Before it was melted and weighed in London, before it crossed Heathrow hidden in shoes, it came from places few dare to look. This is the beginning of the gold trail, and it starts in the shadows. In Ghana, Mali, Sudan, and the Congo, thousands of illegal mines operate out of sight, unregistered, untaxed, unregulated. The gold pulled from these pits is called conflict gold. It funds militias, exploits children, poisons rivers, and yet it moves, because demand never stops, and neither does the money. One estimate, over 2 billion pounds in African gold flows through informal routes each year, much of it ending up in the Middle East. Dubai is one of the world's gold capitals, but it's also a known hub for dirty shipments. In its free trade zones, dealers can receive gold with little paperwork, cash transactions, no questions asked. Smelted gold arrives from Africa, labeled as scrap or recycled, exported again, this time clean. Dubai to London, straight into the hands of the smugglers. The system relies on silence and paperwork. One fake certificate, one blind customs official, and the gold becomes legal. Even major refiners admit tracing origin is near impossible once gold is melted. There are no barcodes, no digital footprints. Once it's smelted, it's invisible. And for traffickers, that's exactly the point. This isn't just about money, it's about lives. Children lose limbs in illegal mines. Toxic mercury contaminates entire rivers. Communities are forced off ancestral land. And yet the cycle continues. Because for every illegal gram mined in Africa, there's a buyer waiting in London. By the time that gold hits the counter in a London jewelry shop, it's been through 5 hands, crossed 3 continents, and left behind a trail of corruption, suffering, and silence. Most customers never ask, most sellers never tell. Because in this world, value is everything, and truth is optional. Malik was just one part of a larger machine, but the machine keeps turning. Because as long as gold remains untouchable, so will those who move it. Thank you for watching this episode. Subscribe to the channel for more UK crime stories.